I've got a question. What is it with the damn toilet paper? I mean, y'all are buying toilet paper like it's a hot commodity, yo, like you need it. And as far as I'm concerned, the coronavirus don't make you go to the bathroom. So what the hell are you buying it for? I mean, to me, it seemed kind of selfish because y'all seem like the kind of people that like to roll the toilet paper up like this. And then you ball it up and you use it one time and throw it in the toilet. And you know what? That's selfish behavior. Because you're rolling up 3/4 of the roll and using it one time. And I can't think of any other explanation why you would need the toilet paper. I mean, because honestly, if you need that much toilet paper to wipe your butt, you might as well get baby wipes. Because using the toilet paper, it's not gonna get no cleaner, yo. You just need to go ahead and get some baby wipes. Because I mean, from a health perspective, if you need that much toilet paper, y'all need to go on a diet or something, yo. You need to cleanse your system. You need to eat some broccoli or something. I mean, we're talking about toilet paper. Just thank you for your time. 3 more artists that have never made a bad song. Number 1, and I'm gonna be real, if you don't like this person, I've said this before, but I really mean it this time. We can't be cool if you don't like Tyler, the Creator. I mean, Tyler has such a plethora of music that if you don't like him, I'm really questioning your music taste right now. Because if you've never had a vibe session to Earthquake and See You Again, I'm dancing just talking about it. You're missing out. Number 2, Gunna. Gunna is just, he's so versatile. Gunna is so versatile that you could listen to him at the function and then go to the after party kickback and still put Gunna back on. For this generation, he is everything that rap should be. It's like he's got rap, but it's like on like a chill level, if you know what I'm saying. And number 3, if you're not on the Don Toliver train, get on the train. Don Toliver is still on the way up, but I don't want to see 5 million people saying, oh, I was with him from the beginning when you know you wasn't. Go listen to After Party right now and tell me you still don't like him. Thank you for your time. Story time with X. So before I start this story, you should know that my mom always goes to sleep in my living room. She falls asleep every single night on the couch in the living room. And she'll get up eventually and go to her bed from like 2 to 5 in the morning, but that's not the point. So when I was a kid and I couldn't go to sleep, I used to always want to watch TV. But my way of watching TV without getting in trouble was going downstairs while my mom was asleep and asking her if I could watch TV. Because if she says yes, then it justifies me watching TV. Because if my dad comes in the room and he's like, why are you watching TV at 3:30 in the morning? Mom said it was okay. And she's gonna say yes because she's not even thinking about what she's saying. She's halfway asleep, so she's just like, yes, please, just let me sleep. So you know how when you wake people up, sometimes they are scared as hell for absolutely no reason? Well, this story is something that follows suit to that exact same claim. But I need a full 60 seconds to tell this next part of the story. So come back for part 2. Thank you for your time. You know, honestly, even if everything opens back up and goes back to normal after quarantine, it's not gonna go back to normal for me. Especially if we not like close friends and you walk up to me trying to dap me up or something, you gonna walk up like, hey, yo, what's good? And I'm gonna be like, yeah, what's good, chief? I'm sorry, but we gonna have to rock with fist bumps for a little minute. At least not until I'm comfortable, yo, because even now, somebody could just sniffle around me, and I'm like, yeah, you need to get that checked out or something. Because, I mean, to be real, I feel like I've been in quarantine so long that I'm okay with it now, because it's like, you know, I'm on the game with the boys, I don't gotta text nobody back, people be calling, I'm like, oh, I'm asleep, and it's like quarantine is the perfect reason to not text somebody back, because I can just say, oh, you know, quarantine things, I had stuff going on with the family, and it's a valid excuse. Thank you for your time. Story time continued with Xavier. So like I was saying, I'm feeling my fingers and I notice a difference. And so I go to look at my fingers, but keep in mind it's pretty dark in the room. But from what I can see, my fingernails look black. And you know, just having woken up, this is an unpleasant sight. But like I said, I still don't know why my fingers feel so weird. Yo, when I go to turn the light on, mans used nail polish to paint my fingernails black and used finger paint to paint my hands red. But get this, that's not even it. I go down to look at my feet, and not only are they red, but my toenails are black. I don't know anyone who's done anything that's more creative than that. And here I am thinking that I caught him in the act, so I'm like, what did I catch you doing? And he's like, oh, I was just about to take pictures. And I'm just thinking, like, how did I sleep through that? Because I am a visual person, so I'm imagining him, like, actually taking his time and painting every nail black. And then using finger paint to paint me red. I have no words. Thank you for your time. Okay, now that I've built up a following large enough to do this, I need to know if there are any vampires out there, because I used to binge watch the Vampire Diaries, so that instantly makes me an expert and a pro when it comes to vampires. But I need to know, because I want to know how the application process works, you know what I'm saying? Like, how do you choose who becomes a vampire, you know what I'm saying? And the reason I'm asking is because not only can you regenerate, teleport, and a bunch of other cool things, but, I'm getting tired of these emotions. And one of the things I know that you guys can do is like flip the switch. And I'm about ready to flip the switch. So DM me on Instagram. Thank you for your time. I'm making this video real quick because I just walked downstairs and got shushed violently. And I wasn't even doing anything. And it was because my mother was on a Zoom call, but I wasn't even making any noise. And y'all might think I'm exaggerating, but for real, I was in the kitchen like slowly pulling the drawer out the fridge, trying to get that Capri Sun. And I finally grab it and my mom is like, shh. And why am I saying anything about this? Because it goes back to that double standard that I talked about a while ago. Because when they're busy, I'm walking around the house tiptoeing, I'm closing cabinets real slow, I'm walking down the steps a certain way because I don't want them to make no noise. But when I'm doing something, I never see that energy come from them. Because I can be working on something that is extremely important to me. And my mom is like, this is the perfect time to vacuum. She on the phone, got the TV turned up to level 45, and all I'm saying is give me the same respect that I already give you. Thank you for your time. Story time with Xavier. Now, before I tell this story, you should know that I come from a family that is very, very prank driven. Like in my house, you have always got to be on your guard. It doesn't matter if you're in the kitchen, doesn't matter if you're asleep, you have just got to be ready. And there was a series of time where me and my dad got into a prank war, and this lasted for years. So I remember there was a time in like 5th grade, and I woke up and I saw my dad standing over me. And keep in mind, it was a school morning, and it was probably like 6 o'clock in the morning, so I'm like, ha! I caught you. Because I knew he was plotting something. Now, I didn't know what it was, but it didn't matter because I know him. And so he's like, all right, you got me. And he leaves the room and that's it. And so I'm sitting in bed and I try to go back to sleep and I don't know why I did this. I'm serious. But for some reason, I started feeling my fingers. Like, and I realized, like, why does this hand feel different than this hand? Because it's something about this finger right here that just feels a little, like, smoother or something than this hand. Come back for part 2. Thank you for your time. Things parents don't understand. Number 1, okay, if I'm playing the game online, I cannot pause the game because there's other people playing live with me. So how am I gonna pause the game if they're playing too? Number 2, you ever think, you know what, I'm gonna be a responsible child and I'm gonna do the dishes. And on your way to do the dishes, your mom says, hey, yo, make sure you do them dishes. See, now I don't want to do them anymore because when I do it by myself, I'm thinking, you know what, this could be calming for me. But when you ask me to do it, now I'm required to do it. It's like reading, okay? For all of you that don't know, reading is just as addicting as Netflix is. But the thing is, I don't want to read when the teacher or my parents are telling me to do it. Because now it's not fun anymore. Lastly, I cannot stand when I'm in the bathroom and I've only been in there for like 3 minutes and somebody's, what you in there doing? Like, what do you think I'm doing in the bathroom? You making a sandwich? Thank you for your time. This one goes out to everybody who has to deal with petty parents. Does anybody else have parents that just come in your room for no reason? They just open the door and be like, and then they have the audacity to leave the light on and the door open. And I ain't even do nothing. Like, I'm just sitting in the room chilling and they coming in acting like I'm doing something bad. I feel like parents just be coming in the room just to assert their dominance. Like, they just be coming in like, yeah, if you would have been doing something though, yeah, I would have seen it. Like, ain't nothing for me to do. And I'm gonna be real, I don't know how y'all sneak out of y'all house because I got the kind of parents that just wake up in the middle of the night and come in the room just to see what I'm doing. And there's nothing more awkward than when I'm sitting in the bed at like 4 o'clock in the morning eating chips and cookies, watching Netflix, and my mom just walks in the room like, why are you up? Petty parents are the type to just come in the room and be like, hey yo, you need to get to... Oh, alright. Like, they just be looking for a reason to be mad. Thank you for your time. You know, I've been thinking about this a lot lately with all this free time that I have, and I think I'm on to something. Now, bear with me when I say this, but when I start getting money, I don't even want a big house, I just want a gated driveway. Because I feel like once you've got a gated driveway, you have officially made. Because imagine I'm just throwing like a house function, like I'm just, hey, come chill at the house, and then you pull up to my house, and you gotta drive like 5 more minutes just because my driveway is mad long. And then you get to the end of it, and you gotta press the button like, is this Xavier's house? Oh yeah, I'm gonna buzz you in. Just go ahead and pull forward. Like, you know you got money when you got people driving through your driveway. Like, yo, how long is this mother... Yo, I'm wasting gas. And I would make my driveway so nice. Because honestly, it don't even matter what my house look like once you get to the end of it. Because the driveway's got you so amazed. And imagine I'm bringing a girl back to my crib. When we pull up to the driveway, she gonna be like, wait, hold. Like, this your driveway? I'm gonna be like, yeah, this my driveway. Ultimate key, yo. Ultimate key. Thank you for your time. You know, I'm gonna be honest. I've never understood test corrections. Because if I didn't know it during the test, what makes you think that I know it now? Thank you for your time. If you play any sports game on your console, you need to hear this. Now, we all know that some of these games are not very realistic. There are certain things that happen in these video games that should not be happening. And so just in case you're not acquainted with that, when things that are not realistic happen in the game, it's a cheat. So for instance, I was playing my dad last night in 2K, and he hit a 100% smothered, very early release 3 with Mark Price. He swished it. And just in case you're wondering what that means, it means the shot could not have been more covered. It means he took the shot, and there was somebody standing here, and he still made the shot. So obviously I get mad at that, but this is what I'm talking about, because when other people cheat, it's not a cheat. Oh no, that could have happened in real life. Like, not only does the shot defy physics, but Sir Isaac Newton is quaking in his grave right now. And I know these things just happen sometimes, but let me lose to my dad one more time because of something like that. Thank you for your time.
Boys both have the virus, are you sure?
We're not just sure, we're HIV positive. Will you stop it with that? What part of this is funny to you? Kyle, we need to try to find out... What part of being infected with a deadly disease do you find funny? I don't think it's funny, Kyle. Then stop saying you're not just sure, you're HIV positive. This isn't funny, AIDS isn't funny, dying isn't funny, so shut the fuck up! Well, excuse me, Kyle, for trying to keep some optimism, you know? Sometimes when things seem their darkest, you just need to try and stay HIV positive. But if you want to be so HIV negative all the time... Knock it off! Right now! This isn't funny! At all! Are you sure? Yes! Are you HIV positive?
I'm not gonna lie, I've always wanted to know what I sound like on the phone. Especially like during an argument, you know what I'm saying? But like, I thought you said you was done with him. Wow, so you was just lying. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy, yo. Don't hit my phone no more. Nah, I don't want to hear it. We done. Yo, hit my phone right now. I'm trying to have an argument right now.
You know, you would think that because we're on quarantine and 90% of our time is spent on our phones, that we would be communicating. But I find it so funny that my phone has never been as dry as it is right now. And I'ma say it, I love my mother, but she has been in my recents for far too long. I know I haven't been talking to nobody when I go to my text messages and my mom is second on the list. And what make it worse is that number 3 is the family group chat. I'm sitting here like, where are all my friends at? I mean, don't get me wrong, I love having time for myself, but this is too much time. I'm not even gonna lie, for entertainment, I might just start playing 8-ball against myself. Because ain't nobody else here to talk to. I mean, I've seen my family so much over this break that I go downstairs, ain't even nothing for us to talk about that we haven't already talked about. I'd be like, hey, yo, Dad, you, what you got planned for today? And he like, you asked me that last time you came downstairs. Thank you for your time. If you're a guy and you want to get a little bigger, like you want a better workout routine, watch the rest of this video. Because I just came up with the easiest way to get bigger. I know a lot of us guys have problems with girls on TikTok, and that's okay, because this method works whether you're in a relationship or if you're single. And so the way this method works is every time a girl frustrates you, you gotta do 20 or something. So for instance, oh, you wanted to leave me on red? 20 push-ups. Oh, so you thought it was cool to text me first, and then when I texted you back, you ain't want to respond? Yeah, fellas, we got crunches. You shot your shot and airballed? So you get the gist of it. The more they piss you off, the more you work out. But see, the counterintuitive part to it is that they're going to keep pissing you off and you're going to keep working out. And eventually you're going to start getting bigger. And what's going to happen is more girls are going to start wanting you. And the thing about this routine is the more you get curved, the more it works. It's proven to work, fellas. Thank you for your time. This quarantine is testing a whole lot of relationships. And I mean young and old. You know, with younger relationships, it's the problem with not being able to see each other. You know, you can't see the person you want to see. So in order to keep the young relationship alive, you're relying on social media and FaceTime. But with them older relationships, boy, let me tell you, this is crunch time for some dads. Especially like with the barbershops being closed and stuff. Woo. You got wives and moms walking around like, babe, when did you get hair on your neck? And they've been married like 15 years and she's just now seeing it. Because the same way I said the younger relationships don't see each other at all, the older ones are seeing each other too much. My dad walk in the kitchen, he ain't even do nothing. My mom looking at him like... And he looking at her like, what's the problem? And she ain't gonna say nothing. But inside, she like, if you don't get a haircut sometime soon. All I'm saying is y'all better start working out from home and learn how to cut your hair. Thank you for your time. Story time with Xavier. Now, I told myself I wasn't gonna make this video, but here I am. Anyway, so when I was younger, I thought it would be a good idea to bold-face lie to my dad about something. Now, to be honest, I really don't remember what I lied about. That's not the problem. The problem is that I was like 4 or 5 years old when I lied. You can't even pronounce words correctly at that age, and I was trying to lie. So I go on about my day and I get in the bath later, because I was still young enough to be taking baths, and when I came into my room, my dad was already standing in here waiting for me. So he looks at me and he's like, so you lied to me? And I was like, no. He was like, no, it's cool. Since you want to lie, we got something for that. He's like, bend over, I'm about to go get my belt. And so I start crying, I'm like, no, like this can't be happening to me, like no, there's no way. Because usually when you about to get a whooping, you have time, you know that when you get home, you finna get whooped, so you got time to put on extra underwear, extra shorts, but I didn't have time. And I told y'all I had just got out the bath. My whole ass was still out. So think about the level of fear when you about to get belt to skin contact. Come back for part 2. Thank you for your time. This one goes out to all my people in relationships. Have y'all ever had a dream that your significant other cheated on you? I mean, cause I know I have, and it feels way too real. And if you haven't had a dream like that, think about the last nightmare you had. Think about how real that felt. Like when that monster was running at you, you was running top speed to get away from it. And regardless of if it was real, your feelings in that moment were true. When you dream that your significant other cheated on you, oh, you wake up the next morning done with the relationship. Shorty texts you, be like, what's up, how you sleep? You like, nah, don't even talk to me. I don't want to talk to you. And she like, what's the problem? You like, you know what you did. You know what you did. Even dudes who don't like sharing their emotions be waking up in the morning like, I can't believe Shorty did me like that, bro. I can't believe she did me like that. And your significant other is sitting there like, yo, what is the problem? And you can't even tell them. That's one of those dreams that you gotta take like 30 minutes to recover from. Like, you can't just have that dream and then wake up and be fine. Thank you for your time. Story time continued with X. So one night when I was like 11 or 12, I was up and I didn't want to go to sleep. So like I said, I got up and started going down the stairs because I had to ask my mom to watch TV. Something that I find funny is the way you have to wake my mom up is very, very tricky. Because you can't wake her up like a normal person. So I would try to wake my mom up like the best son ever when I wanted to watch TV. So I go to wake my mom up and I am gently tapping her like, hey Ma. And when I tell you she wakes up and looks at me and starts screaming, and keep in mind, it's like 2:30 in the morning, so I am scared. So like any normal person, when she starts screaming at me, I start screaming back. What make it worse is that, you know how sometimes when you wake up, you got that real raspy voice? So after she finally comes to and realizes what's happening, she tries to comfort me with her word. And she was like, Xavier, are you alright? And all it did was scare me worse because I'm like, now my mother's possessed. And the funniest part about this story is that my dad wakes up in the middle of this, and he thinks somebody's dying. He looks at us and goes, doofballs. Thank you for... If you play this game right here, if you play Call of Duty, you need to hear this. I just think that I should let you know that if I could fight some of y'all, I promise you I would. Because I get so frustrated about this game sometimes. And it's funny to me because girls don't understand. They don't understand our frustration with the game. I get mad because you don't know frustration until you've stared at a door with your gun for 15 seconds, making sure nobody will come. And then as soon as you turn this way, you get shot 4 times in your back and you're dead. Like, what are the chances that you come as soon as I look away, and it happens every time? And I'm gonna say this one time for all the gamers out there. If you run around with an M4, an MP5, or a Growl and get a bunch of kills and think that you're good, you're misleading yourself. Because running around with an overpowered gun doesn't mean you're proving yourself. It just means you suck. And yes, I'm frustrated. I lost the last couple of games I played. Thank you for your... Let me drop some facts about knowing your worth real quick. So I was texting this girl yesterday and she got mad because I wasn't responding to her. And so she says to me, I feel bad for whoever's gonna be your girlfriend. You see, what you fail to realize is you haven't even piqued my interest yet. You haven't shown me any mental capacity to hold intellectual conversations. You haven't taken an interest in me past what I've achieved. You don't see me for what I am, you see me for what I can become. And you wanna be a part of that. And the best way I can put it, you're predictable. Your actions speak so loud that I don't even have to listen to your words. Girls always want you to apply pressure, and trust me, I get it. But I don't see a need to apply pressure where there's no substance. And I'm sorry, shorty, but I'm not like everybody else. You gotta apply pressure to me too. Cause I know what I got to offer, and I'm not here to waste time. And if you can't even get me interested in a conversation, what you mean apply pressure? You apply pressure, I'm the one that's bored. Yeah, I'm picky, but that's because I would know how to treat my girl and make her happy. And I'm working on myself, so I deserve somebody else who's also working on themselves. So to the shorty who's on my line mad because I'm not responding, I'm sorry, but I knew this wasn't gonna work from the moment you never held my interest. Thank you for your time. So at this point in the story, I'm crying and my dad's going to get the belt. Something you should know is at the time, I had bunk beds and my brother slept on the bottom and I slept on the top. And he was in the room during this altercation. And so my dad finally comes back in the room with the belt. And he's like, since you want to lie, we gonna fix that. And so at this point, it's gotten ugly for your boy. Because I'm crying, I'm like, I'll never do it again. I promise I'll never lie again. I promise it's my fault, this don't hit me. And if any of you have ever been in this situation, you know that siblings don't make this any better than it is. Because if my brother's not already laughing at me, he's just looking at me like, pathetic. And so my dad says it to me one more time, but it penetrates this time. He's like, bend over. So I'm bent over my brother's bed, just butt naked and crying, and my dad takes the belt and he does that crack with it, you know what I'm saying? And it terrorized me, yo, I was frightened. And it was something about that crack that just sent a chemical reaction straight to my mans, and I just started pissing right on my brother's bed. My dad laughed at me so hard he didn't even whoop me that day. It was demoralizing. Thank you for your time. More things parents do that I hate. You ever be chilling in your room, you know, doing your thing, and your mom be like, hey, yo, Xavier. And you respond, you be like, yeah, what's up? And she be like, did you call me? And then you get up mad as hell because you don't know what they want, but you know you gotta go there. And you ask her, you know, you be like, what is it that you need? And she be like, can you pass me the remote control? Next thing, you ever just be chilling and your mom and your dad walk in the room and they be like, hey yo, clean your room because we got company coming over for dinner. Is dinner being held in my room? And lastly, I cannot stand when parents just say no for no reason. And it's funny because you be trying to ask the questions all nice. You be like, hey mom, is it okay if I... No. And you know she's saying no for no reason. So you be like, why can't I go? Because I said so. Like... Thank you for your time. So I was told that the fitness gram pacer test was banned from all school use because of child cruelty. Now I went and looked this up and I figured out that it was false, but it brought back so many memories that I felt like I had to make a video. The funny thing about the fitness gram pacer test is that everyone has a different relationship to it because some people hate running. And for them, this day is probably the worst day of the year. Because you're probably just gonna run till you get to like 20 so that you can pass and then you're done. But that one person who goes into like level 100 is the most annoying person in the world. And I'm sorry to break it to you, but I'm the person who ran to 100. But let me explain myself real quick. It was about girls. Like if I was the last 2 or 3 in the class, I'm just letting you know that I can hold it down, you know what I'm saying? And I was like the cute kid in class, you know what I'm saying? So I'll be running like, I know she looking at me, I know she looking at me. And then I glance up and I'll be like, this lap for you, shorty, this lap for you, shorty. Cause girls was acting like they wasn't impressed, but they was. Thank you for your time.